It's really this question of who's going to be the partner for Apple in China. We know that Apple wants to roll out Apple Intelligence features. They need to get a local partner in China as well to do that. Last year, the reporting or the thinking around it was maybe Baidu would be their choice. But what the information is reporting is that they've sort of hit a snag in those talks and those developments, and so they've had to turn to a new partner. And it seems like Alibaba now could possibly be that one instead. We're understanding, again, through the information that they've reached a point where they've actually submitted some of this technology to regulators for approval, so it does seem relatively progressed. Of course, you might say, why not DeepSeek, given it's grabbed so much attention? And we do understand, again, from the information that there were some discussions with DeepSeek, but they just felt that they weren't quite mature enough and didn't really have the manpower to really roll this out at scale.
Shuli, I mean, you have this column today about Tepper, but also the push into Chinese equities again. The tech is obviously a huge part of this story. Just tell us a little bit about what's really, as you see it, going on behind the rally.
So a new investment thesis is emerging after the DeepSeek news. Basically, the idea is that people are becoming aware that basically China is eating the world, outcompeting everyone else, possibly posing existential threats to Western businesses. At some point, that knowledge has to be baked in asset prices, and the investors, at least the more nimble ones, will have to reposition their portfolios ahead of the time. So for some people, they will be like considering this as a short-selling opportunity. You know, U.S. companies like dollar stores or whatever, they've been killed by Tmall. So these are the ones that are basically shorting smaller U.S. companies. But some other investors, they are saying, okay, the Chinese companies are so much cheaper than American companies, and they will be dominant at some point, like a BYD, Xiaomi, or even the Pop Mars Labubu, and that they better come in before everyone else rushes in.
I mean, investors have had their hearts broken in the last few years or so, right? To your point, we've had 4 different emotional cycles. Where are we right now in that? If I use that sort of metric.
Yes, it's the Chinese 5 spices. So we have gone through grief, right? Anger, is China investable? Acceptance, we throw in the towel and sell, and the simmer of hope. I think right now they have fear of China, just like President Donald Trump, right? Like people, some fear that Chinese companies are going to kill some Western companies. Some investors fear that they're going to be missing out because their positions in Chinese companies are too light. So I would say this year we see fear.